one. Fiddler's going to score. Fiddler, it's farewell. It's farewell. And he hits it. He's got it. He's got the field goal. He's got the premiership. He has gone from, as I said, a captain to a legend and probably rugby league immortality. That's not a try. That's a miracle.
G'day guys, cracking game last night between the St George Illawarra Dragons and the Manly Seagulls. The Dragons coming home with the win. I did tip them in this one. The Manly Seagulls, they are in some serious trouble. I'll get to them in a second, but the St George Illawarra Dragons, really impressive performance. Zach Lomax, absolute freak, this guy. 22 points in this game individually. Very, very impressive. He's becoming a real strike centre in our game. He has been for a year or so now, but really impressive. A guy that impressed me more than anyone, though, was Corey Norman. He did bomb one try to Matt Duffy with a pass that apparently he shot out of a cannon, but I thought Norman was really good. He was really dangerous in this game. Played with a great amount of variety, which I really like from Normie, and when he's confident, this guy is just lethal. We don't seem to see it enough consistently. Obviously, he's had a tough start to the season, missed the opening round, was fined a bit of coin for defending James Seguiara in a stinker. And look, a bit of a distracted season. Realistically, though, Normie's used to this sort of stuff. He's come out and put out two class performances, which has been really impressive. Really good to see him bounce back from all that stuff at the start of the season. He was my man of the match. He was very good. I thought Tariq Sims, a guy that I've never been overly huge on. He's a solid player, but I think he gets overhyped a little bit, but he definitely lived up to it last night. He was running some brilliant lines off Corey Norman. Very impressive. Matt Duff did a little live wire, scored a cracking individual try off a good ball from Corey Norman back through the centre third, back through the ruck, and just so dangerous, Dufty. When he's on a dry track and when the forwards are winning the ruck, they are lethal. He's a guy another one that I've never been a huge fan of. I've always said if your name isn't Ryan Pappenhausen, you're not playing for the Storm. I can't have a fullback under 80 kilos. But Dufty, he's always got this stuff in his game. He's always got an absolute explosion, and I was playing him in Supercoach last night in my draft, so of course he went big on me. Very, very tough pill to swallow. I thought Jack Bird was brilliant. A lot of really good players got real fired up at one point with Moses Sully, and you love to see that from Jack Bird. That's the sort of football that you want to see him playing. He's got that sort of ability, and yeah, I'm just so glad to see Jack Bird back firing. He's just... honestly, there's not many guys with the ability that Jack Bird has, and I know that people think I overhype him and I talk him up too much, but honestly, once he gets fit again, once he gets his confidence back, he's going to be a lethal footballer for this Dragons side. Andrew McCulloch, another one that, Mr. Consistent, 50-odd tackles again. He's been a brilliant signing for this side. Blake Laurie, we started to see some good footy out of him again. It's been a very slow start for him. Yeah, I've been a little bit disappointed with him so far this season, but I thought last night was his best game so far. So fingers crossed we're heading in the right direction there with Blake Laurie. An impressive performance from the Dragons to back up their win last week, a game that I think they always should have won in Wollongong, but two in a row, really good for the Dragons. I think that if I had to pick two teams that have been the most disappointing, they probably would be the Cowboys and the Seagulls, to be fair. But you can only play who you're matched up against. So I haven't looked at the Dragons' draw for next week, but I'll be keeping a close eye on them because they definitely have been improving the last few weeks, I thought. Ben Hunt, once again, solid without being outstanding, but it was a sort of game that Ben Hunt, he didn't have to stand up like last week. You had Lomax, you had Norman, you had Matt Duffy that were carving them up, so he could just sort of do his thing. But yeah, they're heading in the right direction, the Dragons, no doubt about it. A team not heading in the right direction is the Manly Seagulls, and this was incredibly disappointing. I thought that it was an improved performance from DCE. He has been battling all season. The forwards, they just don't win the ruck still, and they can't hold the footy. I couldn't believe how many mistakes I saw from the Manly Seagulls last night. It was unbelievable. Dylan Walker looked better at fullback. I'm still not convinced he should be the fullback, to be honest with you. I think there has to be better options around. Ruben Garrick is a guy that I would consider moving there. They have to start looking at Tavita Funa or Morgan Harper very soon, I think. Josh Schuster, I was very critical of them playing him in the back row, but I'll tell you what, this kid, I tipped him to be the Rookie of the Year, and he might do it in the second row. He is an absolute freak. The only problem is that they're not going to win many games of footy. This kid has got so much ability. I'm so excited for him. An 82 in Supercoach. If you've managed to pick him up and play him at 5'8", and he spends a lot of time in the back row this year, my God, he is going to be lethal. I'm worried about them playing him there, though. It's not a position that I would be playing a young ball player in his first full season of first grade. A lot of pressure on the kid, but he has just got so much ability. He's exciting. Kieran Foran, an improved performance. Marty Tapawa. I feel like they need more from Marty. I think they need him to stand up and really deliver. With Adam Fanua-Blake leaving, it's left a massive hole in this side, and I just feel like I haven't seen Marty Tapawa fill that void yet, which has been really disappointing. Same as Paseka. The biggest guy on the field by a country mile, potentially the biggest guy in the competition, 6 hit-ups. Not enough. Nowhere near enough. I think he played 45, 50 minutes. It's not good enough. Des Hasling needs to pull these two aside. If they are going to get back into this competition, they need these two to be firing through the middle. They need these two to be going for 12 hit-ups a game. It's simply not enough from Paseka, and this has always been a problem with him. He floats around on the field, and he doesn't inject himself. They need a serious rocket put up them this week. I'm not sure who they're playing next week. I haven't had a look at it, but they're simply not getting enough out of these guys. I thought Cade Cuss, when he came on, he looked pretty good. He's a guy that I would be starting. I've been saying that for weeks. I can't believe we're still running with Lachlan Croker as the starting hooker. It blows me away. But this team, they are in a little bit of trouble. As I said, I'm not sure who they play next week, but they simply can't hold the ball. They can't get through their sets. Tom Trbojevic is still 2 to 3 weeks away. I mean, they can't wait any longer. It's an 0-3 start. The season is here. And the Manly Seagulls, they are so far on the back foot, it's not even funny. The Dragons heading in the right direction, a 2-1 record, 2 wins on the trot, looking good for the St George Illawarra Dragons. For me, though, if either of these teams was playing the South Sydney Rabbitohs last night, I think they would have got done by 40 realistically. Manly Seagulls probably by more in dry conditions. I know they played them last week, they competed, but Adam Reynolds was injured. It was in the pouring rain. There's two teams on a dry track against those top 5 sides. I think both would be in serious Barney rubble at the moment.